Closing out this episode, it's time once more for Body Count, the segment on This Spartan Life where we host a reasoned and balanced discussion on some of the issues of our time, with the eternal hope that mutually assured destruction will lead to an enlightened dialogue. Our focus this time is Homeland Security versus Civil Liberties, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and
Love the Patriot Act.
Joining us in our quest for truth is conservative author and commentator Ann Coulter. And on the other side, Tom from MySpace.
Tom, are you here to wring your hands and cry about the Patriot Act? Typical. When a piece of legislation finally comes along that takes the gloves off and lets us deal with these people the way we should, you all cry civil liberties violations. Just what part of the war on terror do you support?
I support, you're shooting at me. I thought I was here to talk about MySpace.
Right, your space.
Well, I would call it our space, but a daycare center took that name. But if you want to start a spy space, a place for enemies, that's cool too.
We're not talking about spammers on MySpace. Okay, we're talking about terrorists. But you're just running and hiding like every other liberal every time they're confronted with a situation. Nobody wants to talk about Nancy Pelosi wearing a burqa around the house.
I don't think there are a lot of terrorists on MySpace, unless you count like sexual predators, furries, Dane Cook. Is that really true about Nancy Pelosi?
Of course it's true. The New York Times backed Saddam Hussein for president in 2004.
It just seems like you say something over and over again until it is true, like, MySpace pages are beautiful to look at, and they load quickly.
Tom, I noticed on your MySpace page that you graduated from Berkeley. One of your interests was the history of communism. So was that just training for the liberal establishment, or did you actually get to study avoidance and scapegoating there?
You're like a Nigerian with a laptop and a phishing scheme. You don't have many friends, do you? I read this thing about you not being able to get a date. You know, on MySpace, you always have at least one friend. And that's me right here.
Oh, wow, thanks, Tom.
It'll be okay.
Godless liberals always want to be your friend. I don't need friends, except Joe.
Just answer the question. Are you now, or have you ever been, a member of an online social networking site?
See what your type did to him? That's why we need the Patriot Act. This country is in crisis, but you're too busy protecting abortionists and flag burners and your foreigners to notice. Tom? Tom? We are not done here.
That's it. I am tired of getting blocked. If this act is so patriotic, why was the normal hearing process suspended in the lead-up to the vote? What about the weakened judicial supervision of spying by the government on Americans, Anne? What about the no privacy zones, Anne? You know, on MySpace, you can set your profile to private. What about the national security letters to libraries and businesses demanding records on any individual if it's simply deemed relevant to a security investigation? What happens when a guy wants to buy bomb pops? Chocolate Jesus, Anne! Doesn't that bother you even a little? Of course not, Anne, because you're not really a conservative. So a piece of legislation like this, that is such sweeping usurpation of powers by governmental bodies, wouldn't really concern you now, would it, Anne? Why even bother with the Patriot Act? An illegal NSA program to spy on Americans just makes it redundant. Anywho, I gotta skedaddle. I have friend requests to reply to.
Typical elitist liberal media lying. If conservatives were actually allowed a voice in the media, then maybe we wouldn't have to hear this same sickening defense of the enemy over